Welcome to another Tech Talk with Konnectus. My name is David.
And I'm Jonathan, and this is part one of a three-part series on video conferencing. Part one is going to focus on the purpose or the need for video conferencing. There's actually a really broad range of video conferencing styles, from a quick call on the mobile phone with video up to a really high quality, dedicated, immersive video conferencing experience in a dedicated room. So, before the first product is even looked at or considered, there are a number of critical questions that need to be asked. Now, Dave, what's the first question that needs to be asked?
Well, Jonathan, it's a fairly basic one. We just want to be asking ourselves, who do we want to be calling? This is really just a brainstorming exercise just to get the ball rolling. You want to sort of be identifying which people, which organisations need to be talking to other people and organisations, and identifying the actual key reasons why. I mean, you want to be asking questions like, is a video call absolutely necessary, or could it get done with a telephone call or a quick face-to-face meeting? And once you sort of flesh that out, you'll have a pretty clear picture on what your initial video conferencing needs may be.
Right, so I suppose an extension from that would really be identifying where these people are located. And when I mean located, I mean physically located. Are they in the same office, or are they geographically separated in another state or another city? It's important to understand where you're calling as well as who you're calling.
So question 3, Jonathan, is going to be multiple parties at different locations. Do you need to be speaking to multiple cities or multiple departments or multiple rooms on a single video conferencing call? Now sometimes that's absolutely necessary, but you need to be very careful here. You don't want to let that number get too big. So it's fine to have 2 or 3 different parties on a video call. The experience can still be quite good, but once you start to get to the number of sites beyond that, sort of 4, 5, 6 and 7, it really does become a little bit confusing in our experience, and you really want to have a good think about that and try and reduce the number of parties on a call as much as possible.
And I suppose an extension from that, Dave, which is really question 4, is how many participants at each location? Everyone's been in a large meeting with lots of people. Sometimes they're not as effective. So we need to have a look at how many people are going to be at each location.
Absolutely. The 5th question we need to be asking ourselves is, well, what are the quality expectations? And this really depends, on the type of call, the objective of the call, the organisation, the style of the people at the organisation. To give you an example, a very basic kind of low quality would be, making a quick call on your mobile phone while you're walking down the street. You're still having a video call, it's effective, you're getting the message across, but it's completely different to the other end of the spectrum, where you might be in a full immersive, purpose-built room where the lighting is fantastic, the video is fantastic, the audio is fantastic. For a sales presentation, this could be absolutely crucial because you want to really be putting forward your best foot and presenting yourselves in the best light to try and get that deal across the line.
Right, so I suppose, picking up on the example of a sales call, is it necessarily just to have face-to-face in terms of, can you see the people and hear the people? What about some content or sharing a presentation? That's another question that needs to be asked. Do people need to be able to see a PowerPoint or a slideshow that I've presented on the other end of the call?
Absolutely. So I've now asked 6 pretty key questions, and now the last question actually becomes more of a technical question, and you should really get your IT department involved in this one. You will have sort of fleshed out whether or not you need to have calls being made within your network, your IT network, or outside of your IT network, or both. And depending on the answers there's different kinds of solutions and bridging services available to make all the parties be able to speak to each other in a compatible and quality way. So again, that question there is a technical one, and you must involve your IT department. Well, Jonathan, I think by answering all these questions, it's possible now to have a clear understanding of what the video conferencing needs are. And in part 2 of this series, we're going to be looking at specific room types and which ones are going to be more applicable for your organisation. So for more great tech talks or a free consultation, visit us at konnectus.com.au.